So you want to know what the best setup is for the Awakened Dark Knight, the Phantasma, aka Darkness. I'm going to cover all of it in this video. Unlike the last video, I am going to show the skill builds first and then the branch damages to give the veteran players, because I know that's really all they want is the skill build and the branch damages. And then I will go in depth with all of the rest of the stuff. So I'm going to put those two at the beginning of this video. If this is your first time on my channel, make sure you check out the description down below for additional badass Black Desert Mobile content. You won't be disappointed. So my Phantasma is not my main. This is my alt. I did switch over my armor, accessories, relics, and my Alchemy Stones over to this class just for this video to show you guys. I do have an alt set of gear that I do put on her. All right, so let's get into the goodies. Up first, we're going to go over the skills. For skills, the first skill build here is your farming setup. So we got Phantom Dash, and then Pneumatic Burst. We have Umbral Pillars, Vediant Shockwave, Dark Cleave, and then Supernova. And those are the bread and butters. I mean, you don't need Twin Slash. That is a PvP mainly skill. Phase Blade is useless in all setups. It's just not used. Same thing with Nova Chain, not used in any setup. And then Overlord, your heal, slash, and rage. It just takes time, and you should be able to one-shot mobs, so you don't really need it in your setup. For PvP, this is the setup that I use. Again, this is the setup that I recommend. This is the one that Smithy Roxon uses. I'm not going to go too much into detail. I did use it quite a bit. It is, I mean, she is pretty nice in PvP, I'm not going to lie. Twin Slash gives you super armor and that stun, so it's a great engage because it is dash forward. Umbral Pillars is great. Another immunity. It dazes the target. It's not the greatest for damage, but you get 2 charges. Your heavy hitter is Pneumatic Burst. This is one of the heavier damaging skills. And then Vediant Shockwave, comes with a max 2 attacks. This does apply a knockdown. It gives you super armor, but not in the arenas, so no immunity in the arenas. And it comes with 2 charges as well. So that's the top row. The bottom row comes with your heal, your super far range Supernova skill. So there is a lot of range to that skill, which is nice. Dark Cleave, there's some range to that skill as well. And then Phantom Dash, which helps you either engage or disengage from targets. Lastly is Boss Rush farming, not farming, just Boss Rush, your PvE Boss Rush content. So I do like the Twin Slash into Vediant Shockwave, because Vediant Shockwave is your knockdown, so you engage them and stun them and then knock them down. Umbral Pillars is nice. I do see some people put it in their second slot because it does offer that immunity in the daze, but it only offers a daze. It doesn't offer a knockdown, and you ideally want to targets on the ground. I had the heavy hitter in there, the Pneumatic Burst, that is in the top set of skills up there. Down below is similar setup, Phantom Dash, your range skills, and your heal. That is the skill setup that I use. Again, this is my setup. I'm not saying that this is the end-all be-all setup. If you have a better setup, by all means. If you like it a little bit better and tweak it a little bit better, by all means, use a setup that you like. For branch damages, the branch damages that I recommend is AAL. You want Vediant Shockwave, Pneumatic Burst, and Supernova. For Lebrev, you want Umbral Pillars and Nova Chain, even though you don't use Nova Chain. At least I don't in any of the setups that I was using. And then for Ahib, you want Dark Cleave. I did test all of these. I tested them all multiple times, 40 plus times. I did an average damage of all branch damages at max. So I maxed at AAL at 50%, Lebrev at 50%, Ahib at 50%, Sarat at 50%. I made sure all APs were the same, so I didn't care about DP because it's combat power, or we just need to focus on AP attack power. And the best branch damages are, for Umbral Pillars was Lebrev at 10%, Vediant Shockwave was AAL, which was 5% higher than Ahib, so that's what that means, 10% higher than Sarat, 5% higher than Ahib. Dark Cleave was Ahib, which was 10% better than Sarat. Pneumatic Burst, we had AAL, which was 15% better than Sarat. Supernova AAL, which was 2% better than Lebrev, so it was very, very small amount, and that could be adjusted based off of the numbers. So I did 40 tests. Obviously, you would like to do more tests, and Lebrev is based off of crit. So that could be actually swayed there to Lebrev with a little bit more testing, maybe. Nova Chain, you want Lebrev. That is 4% more damage than Ahib. Those were tested. Those are the results that I got. I wouldn't try to steer you guys wrong. This isn't my main class. I did all these tests and running all these numbers so that way you guys would know. So that is for the branch damages. If you're a veteran player, you got the skills and the branch damages down. On your way out, make sure you hit that like, as well as leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. If you're interested in seeing the full build, here we go. So for stats, I do like attack power first over defense power. She has no need for DP. You want to kill targets. You do take DP if it has better branch damages, depending on what the situation is, if it's crystals or if it's on your Lightstone. You have a choice. It is what it is. Take it. CP is still king. That's the setup that I have. You always want to make sure your crit is maxed. You always want to make sure your crit damage is maxed. You want to make sure attack speed is maxed. Movement speed isn't necessarily needed. Branch damages, you want to make sure AAL is maxed and Lebrev if possible. And then after that, you want to go for AHIB. A big factor in that is the relics. The orange relics do give 20% branch damages. Yellow ones are only given 10%. So once I get another relic, I will be able to pop that in there, and it'll give me 10% more branch damages, and then I'd be able to finagle that to get the AHIB up higher, closer to the 50%. Down the road, in a month or so, everybody's going to have all 3 branch damages maxed at 50% with the new items and the crystals, etc. Alright, for gear, I do have the Jin Laverto. I do recommend the Jin gear, whether it's weapons or armor. So Jin as well. And this is the best free-to-play gear you can get. You do get lucky occasionally. If you're Shaka 2 or World Drops, you can get a red drop. If you get them, awesome, rock them. They are better than the orange gear, than all of the orange gear. So you go for your Jin gear. As far as stats on each gear, I'll cover those real quick. So for your main hand weapon, let's actually go over to your Black Spirit. So for your main hand weapon, I do like AP, always. Unless you're not maxed on crit hit damage, you could get away with crit hit damage. For the bottom set of enchants, again, this is my alt, and I'm not wasting enchants on them quite yet. I do like AP. It does have a choice of... I'm sorry, I went to the wrong one. Your choices are AP and DP. I apologize. That's all you get. I forgot. Yep. So for your offhand weapon, I do like the enchant list here is AP and DP. I do like AP. I would definitely go for AP over everything else in here. For your helmet, I do like the Lebrev damages over everything else. I do like Lebrev. Unless your Lebrev is maxed. If your Lebrev gets maxed on damage there, then I would switch it to max HP. For your offhand, or I'm sorry, your armor, it's all defense. You could get away with crit hit damage again here if you're not capped on your crit hit damage. Gloves is AHIB damage. Your choices are AHIB, AAL. If you're not capped on AAL, I would definitely do that first for this class. Then I would switch to AHIB. If your AHIB's capped, I would then, or both of those are capped, I'd then switch to max HP. And then for boots, your choices are Lebrev. If that gets capped, you're going to want to move to movement speed if it's not capped, or MP. Unfortunately, that's your best choice if those all get capped. For accessories, you want to obviously start off with yellow if you don't have, if you're a newer player. Start off with yellow accessories and then graduate as you can to orange accessories. They are becoming a lot cheaper on the market, so you can definitely, they're a lot easier to get your hands on. For accessories, enchants, I do like DP for the ring here, unless your branch damages aren't maxed. For the ring, oh, that was the ring. We got attack. Your best choice here is attack by far. For the belt, best choices here is attack again. Oh, we already did that one. For the earrings, attack. Unless your crit hit damage isn't maxed, you could get away with that. It's still a good choice. And then again, we got defense, crit hit damage, if your crit hit damage isn't capped. So that's the accessories. And the gear, as far as relics, I do like the relics that give AP and DP. CP is king. You could get away with ones that give higher AP and less DP, but you're losing out on overall CP. And if you're a free-to-play player, I know some people are like, I really only care about AP. But listen, if you're a free-to-play player, DP is very important as well, because we're going into Node Wars and Siege Wars, and these people are, 200, 1,000 CP stronger, so you do want DP. Even if you're an AP heavy focused class, you can't go wrong with DP. As far as Alchemy Stones, I have all of them, or not all of them. I'd like the World Boss one, so I do have your Sushi Stones, Destructive Enhanced Alchemy Stone. It gives 106 AP at the top, 25% Black Spirit skill damage, and gear enhancement level +3. I do use the Savage Stone of Victory for PvP, plus 20% PvP damage dealt, negative 20% damage received. For boss rushes or killing monsters in the world, you can use the Bravestone of the Hunter. Negative 25 DP at the top, but increases your total damage output by 30%. And then the Bravestone of the Conqueror, negative 25 DP at the top, extra damages to bosses. This is very important for boss rushes. I always pop it on right before I fight the boss. It does 50% higher damage. The next one is extra gear drop rate at 10%. I do have it max level, the shiny Alchemy Stone. I do use that sometimes when farming, if I'm online specifically, so that way my bags are full, I can focus on emptying them to continue farming. The only one I'm missing is the World Boss one. I do want to get that one and the Stone of Luck down the road. It's not as imperative at the moment, but the World Boss one would be great, and then I would use that for World Bosses and max that. So that's the stones I go for, depending on the situation that I'm in at the moment. As far as crystals, we'll talk about crystals real quick. I have all AP on the weapon and either AAL or Lebrev. The offhand is all AP again with all AAL damage there. For my helmet, I have AP at the top and then DP at the bottom, but it does give a high amount of Lebrev damage, branch damage, so that's why I went with it. For the armor, I got a little bit of DP, but it has a high percent of AHIB, and then AP with that orange crystal with Lebrev and AHIB as well. For the boots, I have AP, and then there is a DP one at the bottom, but again, it's giving 4% branch damage on Lebrev, so it was nice. And then lastly, AP, and there is that one DP there that did have another 4% Lebrev damage. They're all Lebrev there, so I either stack AAL or Lebrev. I try to have those two always max, depending on what class I am on. And I do have a variety of extra crystals there on the side too if I needed them. For Lightstones, again, this isn't alt. It isn't something I focus on heavily, Lightstones. I am gradually getting there as far as getting towards orange. I still don't have reds on my main. For Lightstones, you want to focus on AP. If possible, again, beggars can't be choosers, so if you get DP on them and AP, I would recommend going for the overall CP over a one like this, which gives that inventory, which is useless. Up here we got max HP. It's nice. It gives a little bit more survivability, but again, I'd rather have combat power there. If I couldn't get combat power, sure, I'll take a branch damage or even crit hit damage. And then for there, so I got double DP and AP on that one. The Surret damage is terrible, but it's on there. I'd rather swap it out when I can. And then this was just terrible all around. Obviously, we want to upgrade that bad boy. For pets, they are hard to come by. I do have 2 pets that give DP. I do have 3 level 5 pets. One of them gives field silver drop rate. I don't recommend combining them until T6 pets come out. Save your extra ones that aren't very useful. So I have one that gives plus 20 DP and then plus 30 DP. Obviously, you want to go for ones that are AP, but I'm still missing a pet that gives combat power. I'd like to have one more, and then I'd have another 20 to 30 combat power. So my pets are giving me plus 50 DP combat power when I use them, and when I have them equipped. They're actually not my best setup. I do have a setup. This one's my setup for farming. This one's my setup for dark energy. And this is my CP setup. So they're only on my CP setup, and I only use that for boss rushes or when I need to have higher CP. The last thing we have to cover is the Black Spirit skills. These are very unique for the Dark Knight class, whether it's Awakened or Ascended. The first one is standard, crit chance by 3%. The second one is where it becomes unique. This is a skill button that you have to hold in, and when you hold it in, you get increased rewards. The first tier is plus 50 AP and DP for 30 seconds. It does go up by tier at the bottom down there, as you can see. It requires 50 magic to use initially, reduces 20 magic when you hold the skill button in for every tier, and you get 50% of that magic back. It's very important to use that skill, depends on what situation or scenario that you're in. And the second one, it's pretty standard as far as Black Spirit skills go. 517% damage times 7, so heavy hitter. Grants you super armor while using the skill, and it inflicts a bound. The important one there is the first one. You got to make sure you hold it in and use it wisely. That covers everything for the Dark Knight Awakened Phantasma, aka Darkness class in Blackdesertmobile. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, make sure you hit the like button and leave a comment down below. If you don't agree with something, or if you do agree with something, by all means, let me know. I'm not saying I'm 100% perfect, but you guys asked me for a guide. I do know the branch damages are 100% accurate. The skill builds are pretty much accurate. I've got a lot of insight, and I checked out other people's stuff to make sure, and I tested myself. So, with that being said, I will see you next time.